trailer. It's all overdue, but as you can see, got a brand new Badlands 12,000 pound winch. I'm going to install on the trailer. Not sponsored, I wish it was, but I've got a whole bundle of cable here, cable ends, and a new snatch block to go with the winch. I'll let you take a closer look here. There she is in all her glory. Whole bunch of cable. I don't remember which size I ended up going with. I'm not very good at cable sizes. See, that's 2 watt. It would be what that is, black and red. Tricky part about this operation is we do have a winch plate, but there is no holes drilled in it. So I'll have to lay them out. I've got a mag drill, so that shouldn't be too terribly hard. But then the other part is that the battery is inside this box. And so it's like, do I run cables up here and unplug them and plug them back in when I need the winch? Or do I run cables down the trailer and back up, and then it's hooked up all the time? And that is what I'm planning on doing. So it's time to get after it and start unboxing some of this stuff. Okay, here's all the goods laid out. My cable lug ends. They actually sent some heat shrink with this stuff. 25 feet of red and black cable. Hook, the pole for the hook, master kill switch here. This is a remote mount for the top piece, the control box on the winch if you need to put it somewhere else. I had to do that on the step deck trailer. I'm not going to do that on this trailer. It'll just be out in the open. Different pieces of cable for your normal hookup. Here's the, I think this is called a fairlead. That's something I did not think about, that I do not have. I should have bought a plate and mounted it, and then I'll have something to put this to. So I might either have to build my own or buy a plate, I'm not sure. Stickers, this is to cover the cable or synthetic rope. This is wiring and mounting hardware, some more mounting hardware. This cable here is if the battery in this wireless controller dies, you can plug straight into the winch and use it, and then the wireless controller with a magnet on it, which is super handy. But there she all is. First thing I need to do is I'm going to flip this guy over, and then I'm going to measure my spacing on these holes and get ready to punch some holes right here. Then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set that up there and decide where I want that to actually mount. So I get my holes lined out close. It may not be dead center in the middle, and it may not be all the way towards the front or the back. Probably as far back as I can take it, I would imagine. But I need to look under the trailer and see what's under there too. So we'll tilt the trailer and set the winch into place. So it looks like centered is where I'm going to want to be. I eyeballed it, and I'm at right about 9 inches there. And then over here, I'm also at 9 inches, so that's easy. I went ahead and took a pencil here and I marked a couple marks just on these square edges. I'm going to put that as far back as possible without being too tight that stuff's going to be in the way. But before I mount it down, I will tilt the trailer and see where the supports are underneath. I might end up sliding a little more towards the middle. We'll see. There's quite a bit going on under here. Jack handle. No, it's the lock mechanism is that round one. Couple supports, which is nice right there close. Tying all that stuff together. But it looks like I can go as far back as I want and nothing's gonna be wrong with that. It's all angle iron and strap anyways, so that should work good. Set it back down and drill some holes. Everything's marked out. I drew a center line 5 inches both way for 10 inch wide marks, and then 4.5 inch marks apart from each other. Marked out, center punched. Get the mag drill set up and we'll drill some holes. Mag drill's all set up. It's got a center point that goes down inside the bit. That's a 7/16 bit. The bolts are actually closer to 3/8, but that'll give me a little tolerance. Plus 7/16 is the smallest annular cutter I got. This is what that point looks like. I guess I got another one here. Oh, that's 7/16 too, so maybe I got one of those tore up and I forgot about it. Probably the one that's in the drill, but we'll get it fired up here and we'll drill some holes. Well, I can see why now that that other one's in there. I must have grabbed the wrong one. That one's pretty dull, but get the rest of these holes hammered out. All my holes are drilled. Turned out nice. Drilled one big one at the back for this cable to run down to the battery. Probably not this cable, probably my own cable. But now I'd really like to bolt this down, but I need something to hold that fairlead, so I either need to build something or I need to buy something that's gonna hold that thing. I need to use this winch on this trailer this weekend, so I could probably bolt it all down, and then when that piece comes in, I could finish it up, take it off, and then put it back on, which is probably what I'm gonna end up doing. You can run one without it, but it's just nice to have that up there to suck the cable into. And then if you're pulling off the back at an angle, then it kind of lines it up before it comes in the winch. But I think, I don't know, maybe I'll get my battery cable strung tonight, figure out what I'm gonna do tomorrow. We'll see how it goes here. Got the trailer tilted up, cable ran down along here, goes out into the battery box up here. There's enough slack to get to the battery, and then it's also ran across there up through my hole, about a foot hanging out. It's just drooped down along here. I don't mind how this is. It's just kind of a tail that comes over like this. If I clamp it up here, then clamp it all the way along there, maybe even put a clamp down here, this slack should fall down kind of right in here behind this cross member. Hopefully shouldn't get beat up by the tire or anything. I'm gonna let the trailer down, see how much slack that creates, but I think that's the best bet rather than drilling holes through the frame to get it shot down straighter or anything like that. We'll let it down, take a look, see what that looks like. So it gets fairly tight in between the two frame rails, but I don't know, there's still almost an inch gap. That cable isn't hurt. It would be over a long period of time, but I'm just trying to decide if it's enough to worry about. It all just kind of gets close together, you can see, but I think I can make that work. Just try to clamp it. Maybe I clamp it down here so it always is in the right spot. Guess I can't do that because this will lift up. But I think that's gonna have to be how it is. Only other way is to punch a hole through here. I guess that doesn't bother me too bad. Maybe I'll do that. I'd rather have like a round drilled hole through the frame than anything. But if I can help it, no holes. So let's see what I figure out. So I made a trip down to my local Baumgars, picked up a winch plate. I think it'll work. Hopefully I can just sandwich it in between the winch and that plate, and then I'll have a fairlead mount. $100, probably not worth it, but by the time I figure my time into building that, painting it, waiting, it's worth it to me. So got some zip ties while I was there. I'm gonna try to zip tie as much of this cable on to things as I can. I know it won't last as long as clamps, but then I won't have to drill holes through the frame to put clamps on there. So here's my holes. I got a plate and the winch all lined up. Took a little while to set that on there and get it lined up. That one's not perfect, but I'll move those around. I'm gonna get all my bolts started with some Loctite on them. Then I'll go ahead and tighten them up. These are longer bolts out of a metric kit I have. Old ones were 8.8, so are these. So as far as I know, they should all be the same grade. But I'm gonna get them all put in there, get ready to tighten them down. All my bolts started, no problem. They're all in there. Something else worth noting is I had to oblong my hole for my wires to go through, because you can see the winch plate blocks half of it off. Of course it did, you know, how would I have known that it was gonna do that when I drilled it? But no big deal. Keep plugging away, get this all tightened down. There it is. That's all bolted down, nice and solid. Ready for the fairlead plate to be put on there. Got the wires strung up through here. I'm gonna go in the house, eat some supper, and then I'm gonna string that into there and get rid of this cable, that short piece, and just run one straight one all the way to the battery. Back on the trailer, I'm gonna put this fairlead block on there. I've got Loctite. I'm gonna put on the nuts and bolts because I don't like stuff rattling out. I went ahead and popped the cable loose, so I should be able to cut that zip tie right there, pull it through, put the hook on as well. So I had to tear into the top of the winch, take this one, that one out, and then I pulled all the nuts loose off of here, these two screws off of this to get to that. Then after I was in, this cable here ran through that hole up to this one. Just got done crimping a new end onto my cable. I'm gonna heat shrink over that, run it through this hole, and then this gets flipped back down like so. And then these clamps here bolt down on either side and line up with the big holes and just hold it all in place. Everything's all back together now. So it'll be one continuous cable from here to the battery. If I remember right, this wire hooks on right here with the ground. We probably wouldn't need to run a ground all the way back. I guess I'm gonna decide if I want to or not. I've got it. So it's probably not a bad idea to run it all the way to the battery. Then it won't, won't be pulling ground through the trailer. So, but I think that's gonna be a plan for probably tomorrow evening. I am gonna think on it for a little bit, call it a night, do some relaxing, but one thing I probably will put inside of here is the master kill for the winch between the battery and it. Main reason for that is just so I can shut it off and something won't short out in the winch and cause it to free spool and burn it up. There's no master kill on anything else, So I guess I'll think about that for the evening too and decide. But I need to probably put a solar panel on this trailer somewhere to maintain the battery charge. Mostly because I don't always have it over here next to the power pole to plug it in. So that will be another project, because I'd have to figure out where I would even put it. This is kind of designed to stack stuff on, but maybe I would put it down at the bottom. I don't really know. But on a different note, this here is pretty cool too. It just came in. This is a set of chains for pulling shipping containers from the eyes on the bottom, or lifting them from the top. It just came in yesterday. I'm going to use that to winch two 20-foot shipping containers onto my trailer and deliver them to a customer. So I should be able to get you guys some footage of that too. I also bought some blocks that will go between the container and the deck of this new trailer to try to keep them from tearing up the trailer too bad. But that will be down the road. So in the meantime, I'll be thinking about how I want to wire the rest of this in. Just got home, trying to remember where I was at on this project, but the mail showed up. I got these in. These are slides for the shipping containers. They drop down on these little eyes, and then they slide right along, whatever. So I'm hoping that I can use these to keep from tearing my trailer up so much. They're gonna go in this box and live there, but we need to get back on this deal. I've got power hooked up on this side. I think what I will do is hook my ground up on this side, run it underneath, and then I'm going to zippy tie all those up together and get them hooked up to the battery. Okay, this is where I'm at so far. Comes out of the hole, zip ties to the latch for the trailer. Doesn't seem to affect it any when the latch is getting wiggled. Not too big a deal. Go down. I'm just zip tying it to the existing wiring holders. And this is gonna be good and bad. We'll see if I regret doing it or not, but the zip ties are not gonna last for forever. They're gonna break and this will fall eventually. The advantage to doing it this way is I'm not drilling holes through a brand new trailer. I'm using the existing stuff. So I think I can put up with redoing some zip ties along the way for now. I come all the way back to here, and I need to open my trailer back up, and then I need to start routing everything through the other half here. And then I need to make sure I do something that isn't gonna hopefully pinch my cables right here. So I guess I got a hole right there that I didn't realize I had for the battery wires that they ran theirs through. I don't know. I could do something similar down here, but I'm probably not gonna. I'm probably gonna leave them right in that groove and just deal with the consequences for that. But now I need to tilt the trailer as high as I possibly can, so then I know it won't ever pull the wires, and then start running it back the other direction. So I got my red and black cables both ran into the box. I want to put a master kill in here. I've got it hooked up to the one side. I want it back here, not down where the chains and everything go. So I got this piece of angle iron, and it's going to perch itself right on top of it. Obviously flat, not tilted like that. And then I'm gonna run some bolts through this plate, and it'll sit kind of right over there. I just used the backing plate for the kill switch. It's right here. to lay out my holes, center punched them. I gotta put a couple holes down at the bottom, drill all those, and I can bolt it all up. Okay, there it is all mounted. I wish I had time to take it off and paint it, but that's how it's gonna go this time. So, we've got everything kind of laid out in here where it needs to go. This cable came with the winch, so it'll loop around and get hooked onto the battery. I just need to do that and then put an end on this ground, and I think I'm in business. Everything's hooked up. Ground, it's kind of looped back behind there. Positive's hooked up. Let's give it a try. Go ahead and turn this guy on. Then you got to hold this little button up here on the top to turn the remote on till the red light comes on. Get back over here. Remote may not be turned on. See what this does for us. Oh yeah, it's turned off in there. So we'll go ahead and turn that guy on. Now I should be able to engage that. Oh yeah, that's a bingo. One cool part about these hooks, I broke about every single one that I've had broke this tab off. But what I really like is they're meant to sit flat when they're sucked up tight. See if I can do this without getting my fingers in there. See? So that's all up there nice and tight. And then that keeps it from being pointed out. It'd look a lot better on the front end of a Jeep, but still useful right here too. So we are in business. Everything's all hooked up. I've got all my chains and my sliders for the trailer deck. The only thing left to do is pick up all the tools, get them put away. But I got some containers coming in tomorrow, so hopefully I can show you guys how it all works. Good morning, everybody. I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna load this last container up so you guys can kind of see how this whole process works. I don't have anywhere to go with it, but just didn't work out to show you on the other two yesterday. So let's check it out. Here's the last container. Oh, I got the trailer all cleaned off. The challenges that we have is getting the edge of the trailer underneath there. So what I did with the last one is I used the skid steer, picked it up, put these 2x4, basically 4x4s underneath there to get that edge up, and then I backed up to the trailer. So that's what we're gonna do first. Got the front edge lifted up with the skid steer. Jam those 2x4s underneath. It's only about 2 or 3 inches, but just enough. So now the next trick is backing the trailer up square to the container. Let's see if we can get that done. I like to get it pretty close without tilting the trailer. It's kind of hard. Depth perception's kind of hard, but that's about 5 feet away, I would say. Now I'll tilt the trailer, get that knife edge down, and I'll back it up even closer. I didn't put it all the way into the ground, just pretty close. I backed up till I felt it bump it, and then I went ahead just a little bit. Now I'll finish putting the trailer down and get this stuff hooked up. Chains all hooked up, took all the slack out right here at these hooks. so it gets that closer to the container so I can pull it farther on the trailer. I got 2 of these rectangle tubes in my stake pockets, keep it square. I got 2 more I'll probably put in farther up once I get pulling on it, but now it's time to pull on it with the winch. See if I can get my glove out of the way here. I forgot about the last part. Let the slack off. Put the pickup in neutral, because that actually lets it just pull the pickup back instead of pulling the container across the ground. See how it's kind of rolling back? Okay, see now how I've got that edge under there good? I'm gonna pick up the back edge of the trailer a little bit so it's not digging into the ground. About in there is pretty good. Get my 2x4s out of the way. Okay, see how it's starting to slide over that way? They never pull on there straight. I don't really know why, but I need to build some angle iron sides or something for here. Try to fix that problem, but till I do, just keep putting these guys in there. I built these for firewood logs a long time ago, but I'm gonna actually have to use this one here to pry over. See if I can do it one-handed. It doesn't take a whole lot of force, but I'll just leave it kind of jammed in there at an angle right now. Get out of there. What is under there? Is there a rabbit under there? Trying to get ran over. Oh, there's a mouse under there. See him way over there? Here he is, Edie. Go get him. Go get him. Oh my gosh. Look at him go. Get him. Come here. Oh. Oh, he's quicker than you guys are. There's 2 of you. What's the deal? Oh, there he goes. Come here, guys. Over here. There he is. Oh, they're gonna get him. Yeah, they got him. Okay, here we go. Back to the container deal. You gotta be ready to catch the pickup, I guess. That was about bad. Oh, the things you do for YouTube here. All right, so keep pulling the container up there. That's all the winch has got. So that's about all the further I wanted on there anyways. So now I just gotta let the trailer down. there you have it. It's all loaded up on there. Leave a little bit hanging off the back end so I can I've been trying to stab that into the ground so I can drive out from underneath them, but that hasn't been working very good. The last two, we just hooked a pickup onto it with my chain and just used it as a dead weight, and I drove out from underneath it. That worked out all right, but that's it. It's all loaded up, ready for delivery. Appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Thanks to all you new subscribers. More to come. Got some more work to do on Tropic Thunder, the semi. It's actually in the shop right now, and who knows what else. We'll see you guys on the next one.